made us, you know I'm icy in Vegas. This for the haters. I make a lot of new money. When it's not savers, you be liking my flavor. I think it's guns. On the res. Watch out for this. I never switch. I never switch. I never switch. I never switch. I see the risk. I see the risk. I see the risk. I see the risk. I see the risk.
I was legit ever since I blew. They all on my hey back then didn't know I exist. Don't touch my cup, you know how I sip. Hey, got your
Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to a sold-out and absolutely rocking Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go now. Henry, check back 47. Let's go.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 41, Murray, screenplay, Johnson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 10, first down, Arizona.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. Murray now on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 8-yard line.
Ready, 50, plant. Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. 80 weapons. Watch the screen. Bam, 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 bam.
On the ground, Kamara. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games. that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 25, and he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. This is caught. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Now that was a terrific play. We're down here near the goal line, and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed. Because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line. He came free and made the hit in the backfield.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. That ball complete to Isabella. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. From 4 yards out, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game.
Switch gears. Get it.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll have a first down past the 40. Thomas has got it. Complete. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
The throw right sideline here is complete, and they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Ready. 61, matchbox right. 49, check 49. Go out. Spike.
On third down, here's Kamara. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A rough go there on third down, a loss of 4. Well, another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they're bringing your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Murray going to throw. This one complete to Christian Kirk. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
First down carry for Henry. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Derrick Henry, 27 yards. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
10-2 stop.
Hey, me and you all day.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Joey Bosa in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Hassan Reddick providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks. And now they're staring at a 4th and long. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Kirk now, the return man. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Cards will take over, 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Murray again, 2nd and 10. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. He may try and run for this. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a 1st down.
Ready? Let's go.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he got blown out. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 2nd and 11 now. Murray. Yeah, he'll find Hall. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he fights his way in, not giving up. And it's a Cardinal touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. Here the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, there's 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, it's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cardinals. A big play there. 73 yards. Here the Cardinals push further out in front. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Fair catch. Made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jonathan Allen able to take him down. It's a loss of 3. 2nd and 13. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Hassan Reddick able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Eason. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22. Throwing on 1st down. Eason. Buying time to his left. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Go.
2nd and 1. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half throwing the football, Charles. Now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, they've all
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Murray. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Marshawn Lattimore right there on the coverage. He was draped all over it. Well, he's been the guy, already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Gotcha, boy.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. On the ground, this is Johnson. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Dante Hightower on the stop. A gain of 16 yards.
So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt, and he will score. Touchdown, Cardinals. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think I'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Let's get moving."
And Kamara has it stripped, and the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Let's go, defense. Our time. Leo, now.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on fourth down, and they're going to go for it. Here we go with Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now Kamara. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well. At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Back to throw. Eason looking long for Thomas. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. They tried to throw on second down. Unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Eason looking again for Thomas. This time complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 19. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to.
Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas there to make the grab. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Will Lutz on for the point after. And he gets it to go to make this a 35-10 score now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. as his guys continue to pour it on. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by one more. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They run it again with Kamara. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Ready. Mike, 57. Let's put them on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Throwing on third and long. Eason, the open man is Smith. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
It's a gain of 16 yards. And the Saints.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Back to throw. Eason. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
Let's get it.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long.
Hey. We got 3.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Looking to throw. Eason is going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He juked him.
Christian Kirk on the return. The Cardinals take over first and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Well, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Looking to throw again on second down. Murray. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The tight end, C.J. Uzomah, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
Open man is Uzomah. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first down, it's Johnson. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Throwing on second and 14. Murray. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. And that's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Back to throw. Eason. And that one taken in by Lastly. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. The target that time, Michael Thomas. And now it's third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Looking to throw. Eason. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints get a bit closer. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Watch the safety creep.
And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. And this one travels out of bounds. So unsuccessful there on the onside kick try.
Let's go. Let's go. Ready? 55. Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's right.
They fake the handoff. Now Murray. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold.
Here we go. 55.
Now Murray throwing on second down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
The Cardinals on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be third and a mile.
Watch it decline. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Mike 5. Go. Mike 55. Mike 55. They gonna need some therapy after this.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Ready?
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Double time, double time. 3 down.
On 1st and 10, Eason. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Troy Apke. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Thomas, the intended target. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second fast.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. 29 yards. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 41-yard line. Off play action. Eason. And he'll find Lashley there. It's complete. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. Nice chunky yardage picked up there.
Back to throw. Eason. And this is Cook with a grab. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. And my goodness, another interception. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone, I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying the same do that, right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious, so you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. picked off by Troy Apke. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Looking to throw. Eason. Forced out to his left. And the ball is knocked out. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with. Isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that? Being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. I'll be heading to the hotel. Charles, he's off to Bourbon Street.
No, I'm not.
Yes, we say so long from New Orleans.